Welcome, thrifty treasure hunters. So this piece is actually $3.99. It came from Salvation Army. And what's funny about this piece is my friend Connie and Carol both picked up a similar painting from this particular. There was 3 of them, so we all picked one up. And we are going to challenge ourselves to do a makeover on this piece of artwork and see which one turns out the best. It's a paint off. All right, let's get painting. So this is the chalk paint, and I'm just gonna do 1 coat of this color, white, just kind of use it as a primer. And then I will use the Fusion to go over it after I kind of maybe take some of this paint off the underneath. I'm gonna sand it to pull it up. Or maybe I won't need to. We'll see what kind of comes through. You never know, what could be a happy accident. Too late to change my mind now. Anyway. So this should be fun. I'd like to see what other things my friends are gonna come up with. Because you never know what somebody else is gonna do, how they're gonna look at the picture and, do whatever art they're gonna do on it. So it should be fun to see how different they all are, which I will share once they get finished. Okay. It's very rainy today, and that's why I'm in the house, because it's very humid outside, and it will take forever for this to do any sort of drying. You can actually see what's underneath, so not sure this is going to be a great coat, but that's okay. You never know what's going to happen, how it's going to look when it's done. I have 0 expectations of how this is going to turn out. In my mind, it looks pretty, but who knows what it'll look like when it's done. So let me see if I can get around the other side here without blocking the camera. Now I think this chalk paint dries pretty fast, so probably about a half an hour I can see kind of where we land, whether it needs a second coat or if I'm going to leave it and just kind of sand some of it off. Okay, so I've gone around all the sides. I have the top done. We're gonna let this dry, and we'll see how it looks in about a half an hour. My plan is actually to take this basket, it was $2.99 from Goodwill, and cut it in half. And I kind of lay it across the top on here and put the flowers in there, hot glue it on. So I need to find my hot glue gun. I need to put the coat of Fusion on here, get the flowers organized, and then we're gonna put it all together. Okay, I am gonna start painting this with the Fusion Brook color. You can kind of see, like I said, it didn't cover perfectly, but that's okay. I think this coat, because it also has a primer in it, will really finish covering what needs to be covered on this picture. And again, you've seen me use this before, or something similar, the ash color on another project that I did. I really like this Fusion paint. It is super easy to use, dries fast, covers well. He has the primer in there, and usually does a pretty good finish. Just trying to get the corner here. I think I gotta get the other edges out here on the other side. Let me walk around. Yeah. And you probably recognize this other lamp that I have sitting on the table. I went thrifting yesterday, so I have a lot of thrifting supplies on my table yet that I haven't moved or worked on yet. So got to get that organized and off of my table here. But that actually is a wrap for the painting. As you can see, that went really fast. So, all right, so I actually gave this thing in half. You can tell it is a mess, but I think the side that I wasn't going to use is actually the side that I'm going to end up using. So I'm going to see how it fits on the painting once it dries. I'm going to kind of bend it out a little bit and glue it down and put the flowers behind it, maybe paint it up a little bit. Okay, so these are generally stuck on here right now, and I am gonna just glue this basket on that I cut apart. And you can see that stuff is steaming. I think that's actually the side, so we'll see where that's gonna land. Okay. Don't want to touch this. Very hot, very hot, very hot. Okay, I think it actually stuck on there, which is a miracle. I will check it out once that glue is not so scalding hot, so I don't burn myself. Get that off. Okay, well, the glue, I'm gonna just hold it down on here until it dries or cools off a little bit, and then we're gonna look at it, and then we're probably gonna paint it, but I'll see how I feel about it once I pick it up. I'm gonna paint this, but I'm not gonna paint every piece of it. I just kind of like maybe do a little, put a little on, and then, you know, maybe wipe it off. I don't want it super thick on here, not covering every little piece. So just gonna go very sparingly on this, just so it kind of pulls the color of the painting as well. But it still leaves a little bit of the brown in there, which is pretty as well. It's looking pretty nice. I'm gonna try not to get paint on the flowers. A few loose pieces, I'll have to pull those out. All right. I think it's done. It's just enough. I think I'm actually going to just add a few little stencils at the top or maybe some words or something to finish this off. It needs a little something else. I bought some letter stickers at Walgreens because I cannot do some pretty handwriting. So what I'm going to do is I actually cut them out and spelled the word lavender on here, and I'm going to just trace around them, and then I am going to use some gilding or something to kind of make it look pretty. So I have this gilding wax here. I am gonna give this a whirl. I'm not sure it's gonna work, and I might have to just repaint it when I'm done. So let's give it a try. Now I'm not sure how well this is gonna work. Might take me a little bit of time to get this in here. So seems to be doing okay. I just want to cover up where I made the pencil, and this doesn't have to be exact for me. I know some people might like it right in the edges, but I might have to get a thinner, pointier little paintbrush because I have one of those. So let's see if I can locate one of those to kind of help get through the lines on this, because this gilding is a little weird to work with. So let me see what I can find. Maybe that will be better. But it doesn't look horrible, and it's going to be at a distance, so we'll see what it looks like. All right, well, the writing looks a little scary, but I think what I'm going to do is just go back and touch up with the actual paint, and that'll clean up some of the lines. All right, I have this sitting in the hall, and I think it's a good spot for it. It's probably not the best piece of art that I've ever done in my life, but it didn't try half bad, and I really like it. So I don't know that I'm even going to hang it up because I like it leaning where it is. Okay, here is the final product. Not bad. The letters even don't look half bad. A little messy, but I really like it.
Hello, this is my project piece that I created from a thrifted canvas, and I ended up, let's see, I spray painted it with primer, and then I painted it black with a black spray paint. I then took a plastic bag, kind of like a vegetable bag that you would get at the grocery store. I actually ended up using a clean doggy poop bag. I tied a knot at the bottom. I turned it inside out, and then if you fill it up with just a little bit of air by blowing in it, you paint the bottom gently with the paintbrush, and then kind of where the knot area would be, I put a different color so it looks like the inside of a flower. And I ended up just using some purple, some yellows, some light purple, and orange, and it turned out to be this beautiful flowered piece.